How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the case of 24-year-old Jessica Whitaker, a white woman, a mother of one, a 3-year-old boy, who was shot and killed by Black Lives Matter supporters after she said all lives matter. Now, I got to back up a little bit here to explain the story so we're on the same page with each other and so you get the full context of what's going on, because the context is kind of important. Now, 4th of July weekend, it's Jessica Whitaker, her fiance, and two of their friends. They are walking along the canal at about 3 a.m. So they probably just got done watching some fireworks, hanging out, partying, whatever. They're walking along the canal and they run into a group of people that support Black Lives Matter. A conversation happens about race. They're talking about Black Lives Matter. Apparently, Jessica says all lives matter. And somebody in Jessica's group says the N-word, but not towards the other group, but among themselves in a non-confrontational, kind of a friendly way. Now, personally, I don't use racial slurs or any kind of other curse words. So I don't abide by the concept of, friendly racial slurs, friendly curse words. I don't really abide by that, but some people do. And that is allegedly what they were doing. They were not saying it to the other group, but from the all lives matter, Black Lives Matter, all that stuff happening at that particular time, the N-word as well, that caused a confrontation where guns on both sides were drawn. The fiance at least had his gun, and on the other side, there was at least one person that had a gun, but it was probably more. I think it might have been at least two of them that had a gun. But after guns on both sides got produced, it was squashed. It died down, and then they both went their separate ways. And that was that. But as Jessica, the fiance, and her friends kept walking, they were intercepted again by the group who were waiting for them up under the bridge, where they got ambushed. And the 24-year-old mother was shot and killed right there on the scene. Now, this whole story is just really crazy, and it kind of underlines a point I say about Black Lives Matter, people that support Black Lives Matter being very violent, and the whole BLM movement not pushing forward any kind of positivity at all. All right. It doesn't really matter what you say. I mean, there's some reason to actually get killed over that. Even if the N-word was said towards a group, that's no reason to kill somebody. And I think the whole issue was the all lives matter, Black lives. That was the whole thing that started it. That was the whole thing. So because of all lives matter and the N-word that said not to you, but to other people, you not only want to get into a confrontation, get into a fight, you also want to wait for them, wait as they come by, and then ambush them under a bridge and shoot them and kill them. Is that what you want to do? You're talking about premeditated murder. That right there can get you the electric chair all day long. Now, as of right now, there's been no suspects identified. There is videotape of it, but it's like super grainy from far away. You really can't see much. You will only be able to recognize who's in the tape if you were right there that night and you saw some of the outline or the outfit. And I'll place that tape in the box below if you want to see it for yourself, but you really can't see much. You're talking about grains of pixel moving. That's pretty much all you can see. It's not really high definition and stuff like that. This particular part of the canal, or the canal in general out there in Indianapolis, had a shooting. I think it might have been 2 weeks ago, or just a few days before this one, because this one was on 4th of July. A few days prior to that, there was a shooting where a 14-year-old boy got shot and killed. So they're talking about, oh, well, the canal is safe. I can't tell. You got shootings back to back like that. I'm not really sure how that's safe. But like I said, this is what Black Lives Matter brings. They bring death, chaos, and destruction wherever they go. Under the guise of, oh, we're out here protesting for Black lives, we're trying to protect Black people. How many more people have to die as a result of this? All right. The white woman was probably one of the first white people to get shot and killed during this whole Black Lives Matter fiasco. It's mostly Black folks that get shot and killed during this whole Black Lives Matter fiasco. You're talking about Horace Lorenzo Anderson Jr. up there in Seattle, Washington, 19 years old, getting shot and killed. Another 16-year-old boy got shot and killed up there. An 8-year-old girl, Sequoia Turner, out there in Atlanta, Georgia, got killed. I can go on and on. There's so many young people, old people, just innocent, random people, mostly Black folks that have been killed by this whole BLM movement. They are not a peaceful thing. I don't really see any peace from them. out in the street. And then online, I'm seeing negative comments towards a young lady talking about, oh, you shouldn't have said the N-word. You know, the streets are more safe. Like, the lady just died. She has family, a 3-year-old little boy. I mean, her fiance had to be right there and witness this whole thing happen. So the comments I'm seeing from those that support BLM, the general behavior I see from those that support BLM is not really conducive to any kind of peaceful thing going forward. All I see is negativity, hatred, and just general destruction. This is why I say that BLM ain't no more than a hate group. Antifa, same thing. They're pretty much in the same boat. They should be considered a terrorist organization. That's just my humble opinion. All right. And if you have sympathy for them, then my question to you is, why do you have any kind of sympathy for BLM? What have they done that's productive? Every time I talk about them or see them in the media, it's always something negative. Show me the positive. Even in the mainstream media, they may not bring this story up. This will kind of get swept under the rug, okay? If it were a white person that shot and killed a black person, then that'd be the news. That'd be all over everywhere. That'd be MS-13 NBC, CNN, CBS, etc. That'd be all over the place. But because the person is white and they were killed allegedly by those that support BLM, then it's hands off. Ain't gonna touch it with a 10-foot pole. I feel like the media gives BLM more positive coverage or more cover for what they do than negative coverage. The general rule of thumb for the media, as I close here, is to highlight things that are negative to get more ratings, more reviews. They'll highlight some negative things as it relates to BLM, but they don't want to highlight negativity specifically about BLM, if that makes any sense. Like, they'll highlight a riot that is guys as a protest. They'll highlight that, but they won't say it's a riot and BLM are insurrectionists and Marxists and communists. They won't say that. They won't go to the level of trying to quote unquote defame them, which ain't never really telling the truth, but they won't go and say negative things about the organization or people that support them. Okay. But if they cover this story, they have to say things that are negative against them. And at a certain point, I think all of us out there that are watching this and watch the mainstream media understand that they don't really want to paint BLM in a negative way. You're going to hear the reality off of mainstream media about that particular organization and people that follow them and or that general mantra of quote unquote Black Lives Matter. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How you feel about this case? Should it have happened at all? I mean, some are going to say, oh, she said the N-word. It's not even any evidence that she's the one that said it. And according to the fiance, the word was not said towards the other group. Okay, but even if it was, is that enough to kill somebody? And how about the whole all lives matter thing? I think that's what sparked it. You got Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, they come together, a confrontation happens, and a young lady ends up dead. All right, I don't even think that it would have been a problem if the N-word were said, if not for the whole BLM and all lives matter thing happening first, because I see plenty of white folks or non-black folks, because the fiance, I mean, didn't look white to me, probably Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Dominican, or something like that. But anyway, I see plenty of white folks and or non-black folks that say the N-word, and it's never really a problem. They in New York all the time, it's no issue. People like Jennifer Lopez, Tekashi 69, they can say it in music. Nobody really cares. Nobody would go to the extent of trying to kill somebody over saying that at all, let alone getting upset. That's not really how this goes. In my humble opinion, the thing that really sparked it was the political differences between BLM, ALM. All right. All lives do matter. That should be what we focus on rather than this divisive rhetoric that comes from Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and some of these other really ridiculous and dangerous organizations and people that support these organizations. Even if it's not the so-called BLM organization, the LLC or whatever it is, even if it's not them, those that want to support that particular mantra and what they espouse, those people are very dangerous and they prove it time and time again. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.